hot, the bunny, no they tire. Shege and vibes. Now real talk, pure cruise, pure fire. Shege and vibes. Shege and vibes. The hot, the bunny, no they tire. Shege and vibes. Now real talk, pure cruise, pure fire. Shege and vibes. Wahala sweet, gossip day, matter scatter. Shege and vibes. From your phone to your yard, we be the baddest chatter.
Yo, Charlie, you're welcome to another episode of Shege and Vibes. I am Portia Freelove. I am the Shege Mama, bringing the Shege to you one Shege at a time. And as you know, this is how we already do it. We put down the Shege, we dice it, and then we, in between somewhere, there's love, and then we're able to put everything back together and throw it right back to you. And so if you are going through Shege, maybe you are swimming through it, or maybe you are sitting in it. You are sitting, you don't want to go anywhere. Please wipe your face. Get up. Because this Shege, we are going through together. We are a team. We are going through together. Shege no, yenye baku, yenye mienu, yenye dom. And then we are going through the Shege. I am not here alone today. I'm here with my people.
We there inside.
Yeah. And today we have a sweet lady. You see how she's seated? With her lips shining and all of that. Yeah. She will introduce herself to us. We have Mr. Simple. We have Mr. Cute. Today we are waiting for her to introduce herself to us. So sweet, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Please tell us your name.
Okay, my name is Esther.
Right? You have a nickname?
No.
Oh, why?
People just call me
I
Esther.
know a nickname.
What's her nickname?
People call me my wife because that's my my social media handles.
My wife.
Yeah, my wife.
Okay, so she's my wife.
Yeah.
Hey!
Shout out to. I want to give a shout out to
My wife. Okay, so my wife is here. My wife is here. And of course, Mr. Simple.
Yeah,
Mr. Simple is also here. And Mr. Cute, Uncrible. Uncrible is also here. Today we have, well, our story is I don't want to call it dicey, but it's quite an interesting one. I think it's quite intriguing too as well. So, let's get right into it. Now, this gentleman wants us to keep him anonymous. Okay, so should we give him a name? Anonymous there. Should we give him a name?
Let's give him a name then.
What name?
Hey.
Kofi. Because Ghana, they're Kofi Nyama.
Yeah,
So let's give him Kofi.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But then here he says, hello, please keep me anonymous. Okay. And then he says, I am 28, a young man trying to find his place in this chaotic world. I completed university 2 years ago, and since then, life has felt like an endless loop of pressure, temptation, and guilt. I've only ever been in one relationship. That was way back in 2015, my high school girlfriend. It didn't last, and since then, I haven't dated anyone. Not because I didn't want to, but because I simply didn't know how. And so, I turned to something else, masturbation. It started off as curiosity, but now it's been 10 whole years. A whole decade of masturbating.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, I used to tell myself it was harmless, quiet, private, my escape, but eventually it became my prison. Then 4 years ago, something shifted. I met a lady in my neighborhood. She liked me, she approached me, and for the first time, I felt wanted. We had sex 5 times, but after 2021, she disappeared from my life. No closure, just silence. I wonder what that could be. But me, I remained stuck between lust and loneliness. And at the same time, trying hard to be a better man.
Okay.
I'm a church boy.
Okay.
I love God. I love going to church. I love praying. I even lead in some spaces, the prayers.
Okay.
I've made a promise to myself to rise above my weaknesses, to be spiritually grounded, and to build a meaningful life. I'm also an entrepreneur, carrying the weight of family and societal expectations on my back. Even as I try to stand tall, I keep failing. 2 years ago, I became close friends with two different women, both church girls from different congregations, so different. I wasn't trying to chase anything sexual. I just wanted connection, someone to talk to, a soft space in this hard world. At some point, we all need that. At first, it was innocent, but over time, I realized both these women have high sex drives. Meaning, now one of them is a nurse, and she told me plainly she's a sex addict.
Okay. Yes.
Nurse me. Now moving forward, suddenly conversation started shifting. Playful text turned into heavy sex. Nudes, unsolicited, started dropping in my inbox. I didn't ask, but I also didn't stop them. And now I've slept with both of them multiple times.
Okay.
The nurse, she wants it almost constantly. She initiates it, she craves it. If I don't give in, I spiral back into my old addiction.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I get you flowing?
Yeah.
Which is masturbation. Get it? Yeah. I feel like I'm trapped in a cycle, sex or relapse. Either way, I feel like I'm failing God. Right? Every time I step into church, I hear a sermon on fornication, I shrink inside. Every time I lift my hands to pray, I feel dirty. I feel like a hypocrite, a fraud. The guilt eats me up, but the flesh keeps winning. I'm not writing this to be judged. I just need real, honest advice without insults.
Okay.
I know I need help. I know I'm drowning. But I don't know how to swim back up to purity. What do I do? How do I escape this war between faith and flesh? This is my Shege, and it's real. Now, you know what? This, let's be real there. This kind of story young people go through, especially those who want to walk with God, most of them can relate.
Yeah.
Okay, the guilt, the addiction, all of those things, and it's behind the Sunday smiles.
Yes.
Every day. So now my question is, why is it that many church boys and church girls go through the sexual sin, that thing, that struggle, even though there are sermons on it? Why? What's your take? Let's begin from my wife, because my wife, I want to know your take on it, and then we can start delving into it.
Okay, so thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Looking at this story, let me just give you a scenario. I had a friend, a female friend, but then she went through this scenario, the same thing, but essentially she's a lady, it's supposed to be opposite. She's a pastor's daughter, so imagine that. And her nude came out. It was all over social media, and I know her. Like, it was very popular.
Is it what I'm thinking?
No, please. I don't know. I don't know what you are thinking. I don't know what you are thinking.
Okay.
But I know her personally. I went to school with her and everything.
It's what you are thinking.
Oh my. Okay, bro.
And for her, she went through a lot since she was a pastor's daughter. Personally, my advice for the guy is he should just think straight. On doing straight.
No, we're not getting into the advice part just yet. We're not getting into the advice part just yet. I just want, you see, the whole story. I want your take on the story, and then I also want you to give me your thoughts on why church boys and church girls suffer the sexual addict thing, whilst sermons are being preached on it. So those are the thoughts, because then we can break it down and then give the advice when it comes.
That's fine. You see, our generation, this generation, this 21st generation, 25th. This 21st
generation boy also 21st.
I think 21st generation, Yen Shoshe. We are not afraid of anything. some people don't even believe there is God. People will be in the church, they will pray, but then they don't believe. They feel like, oh, going to church is just normal.
It's a mandate.
It's Sunday. That's how they feel. So it's a must they have to do. But then they also feel like it's a generation. People are doing it. If I do some, what will happen? Nothing will happen. So let me just do some, and it will end up in that situation. And then the Bible also says, "Atamfuno obobokum wa say no we real." So you see,
not to catch you, they say the devil comes to kill, to steal, and destroy.
And destroy.
A whole baby.
Yeah.
A whole baby.
yes,
Very cool.
Yeah, a whole baby. A whole baby.
sweet. But Yakupon, he came to save us and save us abundantly. We just have to, we the generation, we just have to understand the fact that no matter what we are doing, no matter how this generation is going, no matter the evolution of anything, God is still there.
Actually.
God is still God. It's I know that it's not know what I'm doing, because we have conscience. We have conscience. We will do certain things. We have that feeling. We have that spirit to tell us what you're doing is not right, and it happens to us most of the time. In time that it's not know what we are doing, what we are saying, where we are going is not right. I feel like that is how this generation should work out their things. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Because he's a church boy. I'm 100% sure the pastor preaches on what he does, but then the flesh doesn't allow him.
Yeah,
the spirit tells him it's not right. The soul doesn't allow him to do it, but then the flesh, the lust. Upon some, Satan works in so many ways.
Yeah.
He can't I don't know, he can't direct your soul. He can't tell your soul what to do, but he will direct your flesh, because that is where his power ends. That is where his power ends.
Preach, baby.
Yeah, man.
Preach.
That's where his power ends. So he will just manipulate you with your flesh. So you just have to, for the boy, I feel like you should just I don't know. Fun.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
See?
Yeah, because he can just go to the church, take one pastor, maybe a Pentecost elder funny, but on check on this is what he has been doing on bomb papes.
We will get to that.
Yeah.
Pentecost. Wouldn't him the bay no?
I'm so I'll Pentecost.
Wouldn't him the bay no?
I know, but then Obutuma phobia, even if it's not the elderly people there, she should be like an elderly woman there. I don't know, because this can end up somewhere that he can't just retain. He can't.
So
10 years.
So
This is too much for him to handle.
So I mean, we will get there. Now, I need your take, okay? Mr. Simple.
Yeah.
Why do you think church boys and girls are still going through the sexual addicts and trauma, all of that, even though there's sermon on it? Why? Why do you think so?
Honestly, I know for a fact that daughters, sons of men of God.
Shout out to you, though. I mean, the wolf was. Let's continue. Sorry.
Oh yeah, the market was easy.
Okay.
So, kids of pastors or men of God have issues not only with the sexual aspect, but everything you can think of. Yeah, because I feel like the pastors are actually leading a group of people, which is the church, and sometimes they forget they even have kids. Because the responsibility is so big that if you are not careful, whilst you are preaching and then doing the word of God, you think your child is also following your footsteps. Because you are a leader, and then that is what you preach.
The gentleman is not a pastor's son.
Like
He loves church.
Okay.
He's
Okay.
you know, yes,
A church goer.
He loves going to church. He loves praying.
Okay.
He believes in God.
So he's not a church goer. A church goer is a.
Obi sorry, keke no akwa sorry.
Mm.
He's a believer.
Believer.
Okay.
He's a believer.
Until I'm now, I believe.
You understand?
Yeah, so
Yes.
I think this issue is not only for believers. I think it's
Yeah.
something.
Across
It's
everywhere.
plenty.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. People are going through
Yes,
this.
yes,
Like she
yes,
said,
yes.
a lot of people are going through similar.
Mhm.
And say Shege and Vibes there. It's to create the awareness for
Mhm.
people in similar situations
Yeah.
so that they can just learn or pick something from it
Yeah,
and then get better.
yeah.
Do you understand?
So, like I was saying, it's something that is actually going on, male, female. It's more like should I say, a pandemic that everybody. I wouldn't say everybody, but most people do in their rooms, and you don't even know.
It's a trend.
He is kind of I don't know if I say he's being convicted. Or
So
what do
now-
I say? Guilty conscience
His conscience
is making him
yeah.
like come out to come and like actually like
Yeah.
address, oh, this is what I'm going through, so I need help and da. But I feel like it's not only believers or
Yeah.
Christians who go through this. It's like, but do you have like she was saying, you have to look for somebody who is like older in the church, and when you are saying like Pentecost, from the word go, right? If you are not lucky and you go and speak to an elderly person who has already judged you before you even approached him,
Mm.
it's a wrap. And before you know, it's everywhere. Do you get it? So people are actually like very, let me keep it to myself and try and see if I can actually like
Work out.
overcome it, because they don't want people to know. And I understand. You might not know.
So you see, my question is not being answered properly. So let me direct it to Ebo. Maybe Ebo will understand me better. So what I'm saying is that what I'm asking is that these people are going through this. And it's despite the fact that teachings are going on. Pastors are preaching. So now the actual question is it that the pastors aren't teaching or preaching well concerning that? Or what could be the problem? That's the question.
The problem is addiction. Like if you are addicted to something, I don't know, it takes a lot. Not only what people say. And some of these addictions have, its spiritual addiction backgrounds. Some of these are offense spiritual enemy. When it gets you that's like you are interested in something, especially if you're a believer. And when someone there like this thing that you are doing is something that I can write on to ruin your life, it's very hard for you to watch. It's not like you don't want to do you want to do it all, but the fact that you have you get that excitement from doing it, even though after doing it you have that guilty conscience, battling at you and all of that. But then in the first place, the question I'm even asking in the first place, how did he find himself being that? Someone who loves church, someone who is always, who believes in the word of God. And I'm sure, I don't know where the quotation is, but I'm sure the word speaks against you, doing this thing. But then since you have gotten yourself into it, and you've gotten yourself into it, and when some have seen that this is what I can use to destroy you.
Exactly.
Oh, sister. You are falling in that trap. So it's not even about the teachings that is going on in the church. It's about you, I don't know,
giving yourself the chance.
Yes, you've given yourself the chance, and it's going to be very hard for you to get over it.
Very, very
10 years is not 10 years.
Very difficult.
Actually, 10 years. For real though, like for real. Actually, 10 years. That's no joke.
Let's get into the speaking to the elders and stuff like that. The church, Ankasana, is it helping? Is it offering support or not? That's the question, because what who say this gentleman will speak to one elder. Let's assume say we're sorry, any elder now. Look, I have witnessed a man being asked to get out of the church. Pentecost. No, let's just be real. Pentecost, because of whatever. So I shege no. You can't answer. And not just that, there are so many things that you do. Pentecost for because free. Sorry, yes, it's happening.
Yes.
Intimate swamasem where the bro elder say, oh, okay, elder, this is what I'm going through, and I need to stop and all that. You will be shocked.
How could you know what as well?
Not just that, a bit disgrazy guy, no.
Mm.
Not just that. Chances of them sacking him from the church is high.
Very, very
Why?
See, in such situations,
Why?
let me tell you something. Me, I feel like if you are comparing taking advice from someone who is in the world to someone who is, who is bottled or like find himself in a space where like is guided by certain rules like the church, you understand? It's very difficult for you to get real advice.
from years.
Because this era per se, the way we are judgmental based on Charlie churchy stuff and things, it's crazy. If you meet someone, someone who is living like there is no offending rules in the world, that the person can find a way to make sure that you stop what you are doing. But then those in the churches and they are living by some rules and some offending morals, because of that morals, they are going to be judgmental because of that morals. The fact that you ever church, you know of this preaching, you know that don't do this, don't do this, then you've gone and you've done it. They despise you. Because in the first place, why must you do it whilst you have rules that is saying that don't do it? You get it? Bible be on what we are saying. There is nothing like if you masturbate, your destiny will fall down or something. The person is going to give you real advice. You understand? Because there's nothing that is going to stand on to advise you. You get it? But then it feels like you are hurting yourself in a way. And the Bible is not telling you that you not say you get it. So the person can find a real distance to advise you.
But it's a simple but. You see,
It's as simple. Come on, friend.
Lee.
Yeah.
But I understand
Yeah.
you. It's a simple, sweet. What it's like it's a shame. They put you in, But the Bible tells us that come to Christ with an open
Open heart.
heart. Come, ye sinners, and the Christ is it ye sinners? Yeah. So no, like he came for the sinners.
Yeah,
That's why I say ye
sinners.
sinners.
Mm.
Yes.
He came for the sinners.
Yeah.
So come, and we would accept you. So Christ came for the sinners, and this person. Then it means nobody even deserves to be. We were all born sinners according to the
Yeah.
Bible.
Yeah.
So why is it that you would shove somebody off just because of something that they fall short of? It's a shame that today our churches are doing that to people. He's willing to walk with God.
It's the principles that is governing the church.
He's willing to walk with God. Doctrines. That is what is going on. And how are we going to deal with all of this?
I think he said something about rules governing
Yes.
the
Yeah,
church.
principles
I
and
feel
their
Yes.
like it's doctrine.
Yeah.
I feel like it has to be that thing has to stop, because when you do that, you're actually building a wall, and then that wall you are building is actually preventing people from coming to the church because of fear of being like disgraced, fear of being sacked and everything. God never sacked anybody. When the woman with the issue of blood touched him, he asked who was that. He could have just walked away, because we can say she was sinful and
Not-
everything.
yes,
Not
pure,
clean.
not clean.
But she was able to touch Jesus. So who are you? You are a fake. You are somebody that God has placed as a mediator between the members and himself. And when they are coming to you,
The steward.
you've created a wall, and then you are not letting them have access to the church because you feel like they have sinned. Of course, we are all born sinners. That is why we are coming to God. Doesn't want pure people. He wants sinners. That is who he wants.
Like myself.
Yeah,
and
myself.
you.
We are all sinners.
All of us.
Everybody in this room is a
My
sinner.
wife.
Wow.
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody is a sinner.
Yeah.
Even what we are talking about right now, we
It's a
are
sin.
saying
sin.
because we are masturbating. Our mouth.
So it be some way. Do you get it? And it makes people shy away from God, actually. And I feel the church is doing a very bad job at issues like this. I feel the church has to have a program for the youth, for the kids, talking about things like this. Because our generation, when we can open up, our generation, we really open up to certain things. There's social media, people come on social media to say their minds and everything. So if you create the environment where they'll be able to come and talk about issues like this. Maybe if he hadn't started and then maybe he was going for these type of seminars and we're advising him, oh, don't do this. Don't even try to do it, because if you try it, you might not be able to stop. Then there maybe he might have changed his mind and wouldn't have gotten to this level. But this is the situation where you are being pushed away, you are being called names. Sometimes you can even use you as a Sunday topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
true.
then you will know that you are the one they are talking
Yeah.
about. It's not
Yes,
supposed to be
it's
like that.
true.
It's not supposed to be like that. The person has found you as a safe spot to actually let out what is actually wrong with. He's 28 years. He's a young guy. This thing, they give serious mental battle and everything.
Damage.
So
It's
he needs
damaging.
somebody who he can talk to.
Hmm.
So this is why sometimes when they don't have anybody to talk to, they go to drugs, alcohol. You know, like he was saying, if they go to the, like, if you go to the drinking bar and then you meet someone, Charlie,
The way
this
they
is
will
my
accept
issue.
you.
They'll be like, I know somebody said if you go feel help you. You know,
Yeah.
they are always trying to help. But the
Yeah.
church, when you go, they are like, with the bonnet, But the
Men
church
for
is for,
home come
but the
in.
church is for that.
Obekwa koshem no, 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 can they
Mm,
debone
money
kasa
say obi
yeah.
I swear to God, hypocrites.
So you see, the church is doing a very bad job at this issues like this. They
Yeah.
have to accept the youth, let them in. If he's an armed robber, a hookup girl, whatever it is, that is what the church is about. It's not about purity. You come there to pray to God. You come there to give your life to Christ. You come there to reform yourself. So if they are not able to do that in the church, where
Then
else
where
are they
else
going?
can we do that at? Okay. Now my wife, in somewhere in the story, he spoke about this nurse who constantly is sending him unsolicited nudes. It's not censored at all. You know. Why do you think women do that? Obviously the lady is aware to some extent that he's trying to walk with God and all of that. Let's assume that the lady is aware. Why would a lady do that?
So you see, and
That's why they. Or a nurse.
Please,
Please don't get offended by people. They are shaking.
I hear a lot about this
Nurses,
it's crazy.
yes.
Anyway,
It's so
crazy.
My wife, that's why.
So there's a drive. Are you for real?
Yeah.
I'm
It's
so
a drive.
serious.
Have you experienced some?
Yes.
A nurse,
Wow.
a
Yes.
female or a male?
A femaleness.
A female nurse.
Tell us
Hold on,
about it.
relax,
It's attractive.
relax,
Tell us
relax.
about that.
No, not to me, not to me.
Okay.
Yes, not
Tell
to
us.
me.
Yeah.
Not about that. Let me talk about the guy's issue.
But you go back to the
But you
next.
can
Yes,
go
no,
back to
yeah,
it.
because
no, you have to.
yeah.
We are
No,
interested in that.
please.
We want that.
You want to
scenario.
hear? No, use that as a
Yeah.
scenario.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
and
sure.
then you know.
So let's talk about my ex. Okay.
Right, our
He-
ex, yeah.
He had this female friend,
Hmm.
but then the female friend, she was so pushy.
Not
on
a
the
nurse.
guy. Yes.
Mm.
Those wearing the green.
Yeah.
Yes.
SBI.
She was in the training college into in school.
I'm not much green.
Cool. Every day, nudes. She'll be talking to the guy as if so the guy know I'll be seeing it. I can see the guy is not,
Even in.
yes. But then the lady keeps on. The guy even told the lady, I have a girlfriend, but still, the lady keeps on. I don't know if nursing school, what I wonder why the man, I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know if they are
Shege bako!
Vibes, baby.
Shege bako! Mr.
I
Supervisor
don't know if they are being taught to do that. This is not my first time hearing nurses doing that to a guy. So I just feel like let me just leave. It wasn't because of that, but I just left the guy because of a reason. But then you see, nurses, munjai sir. Like,
Who the only
I just the lady. I don't know why the lady is doing that, but I can say in a different way. Say, oh, when someone sort of fado or for lady no do I, because I don't know what the second lady is also doing, because he stated 2 ladies, right?
Yes, but then he was centered on one.
He was specific on the nurse.
The nurse.
Sure. So that means obon some sort of lady no do I a BB on the guy. Because number one, the guy is not down with the interchange. He's not done. He's not done with the masturbation or the way sorrow. He can get addicted to the lady, no so when high sex drive, and he will still masturbate on top. So I feel like the guy should just sit down, think about himself, get something doing. He should be busy with his hands, because the obonsam far.
But his hands are very busy.
His hands are busy.
What is he doing?
Hey, pictures and all.
No, like you know what I'm talking about. I'm in America. That's what I'm talking about. If he has something doing, something that brings income, something that he's constant on, a Juma Okoba 8 to 1.5, he finds something doing. You see, upon someone offer those that are idle, those that are lady, they are lazy. That is why he'll give you that idea to do it. So when he thinks like, or he feels like you are happy with it, you feel excited. No, so do obey yeah. So since now the masturbation is since now the masturbation is okay for him, the lady knows no the back then too sure. So I advise the guy he should just get something doing. He should get busy. Not with the masturbation. You should just get busy with your hands. On page maybe yeah. You should learn new skills. Go somewhere. You should be with his friends most of them. Because now you go find why the madam. He will not think about it. He will not think, say my friends are them because she washroom them here. No, his friends will entertain him. You know, boys. Obo FIFA like that kind of thing.
But still,
So from a lady's perspective, right? From a lady's perspective, what the lady is doing is disrespecting herself.
Yes.
That's what you think.
She's lowering her standards.
Yes. Do you realize that it's either the girl or the masturbation? Did you hear it in the story?
Yes.
So which one will you go for?
Well, I feel like in this situation, it's like it goes, is it hand in hand? Because what will inform you to even masturbate in the first place? That is, you feel, well, I feel like it's for this, like how should I say, the satisfaction of what, having sex or coming. You understand? And if you are not going to just to come, you are going to do the other one to come. So I feel like it's in this situation.
If you don't come,
if he's not having the sex, if he's not getting the sex, he has another way to satisfy himself. So if the lady is sending the streaks and things, the streaks here, and I was sending news now, it's also going to generate the idea of him to go and do it. Because if you are sending me videos, you are not in my presence. What do you expect me to do with the videos?
But then the guy said he has slept with the lady a couple of times.
Multiple times.
But that doesn't still stop him from.
Why is he still not stopping the masturbation thing?
That's what he's saying.
It's an addiction.
It's an addiction, yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure if
he doesn't,
I'm sure
just like a boy is saying, if you send test traps and you are not there, he will do the thing.
So
he will do the
the only way we can solve the masturbation masturbation desire, like it's maybe unless the lady comes and stay with the guy or moves with the guy and all the time. Because if you are not there and I want to do it, if I am not there, you see, if you are an addict to that, then bro, see, kafra.
Even in marriages,
yes,
you would think that you've satisfied your wife or your husband, but once you are done and they are alone, they still go ahead and then they do
for real.
That's
it affects your sex life. Because sometimes I feel like because you are so much into that, the churches, Sometimes if you are doing the do and you don't, sometimes
Yeah.
guys, they have sex and they don't come. You get it?
Mhm.
But then they are not satisfied.
Mhm.
They still want to what? They still want to have that feeling of what?
Mm.
Of coming. You
Mm.
get it? And how can you get that feeling of coming if you don't
Two
get
chains.
your hand busy?
So
So like
so
yeah.
please, I'm listening.
So like Ebo was saying, right? The guy has been doing it for 10 good
Yeah, 10
years.
years straight. Wonderful.
Let's say if it's 3 times a week, back 3 times a week, for 10 good years, he's going to develop some sweetness or feeling
From
in that as compared to
the sex.
the sex.
Yeah.
Because 10 years is or the copay a
Decade,
serious
though.
qualification. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah, a decade is wild,
Yeah.
like crazy.
10 years.
That sex that the nurse or the other girl is giving him, if you compare to the treatments he has
So
been
then
doing for
why is he
10 years.
complaining that the girl is addicted to
Because
sex? And all
because
that?
he's trying. The issue is he's addicted to the masturbation,
Masturbation.
but not to sex.
And he's trying
But the
to
girl
stop.
is yes, and the girl is addicted to
Ginger,
sex.
yes.
So do you get it? So the girl is demanding what he doesn't really want. Although, and he wants to stop the masturbation, and I think he feels like getting a girl will actually help him do that. But the girl too, she did on some heat way, Charlie.
I swear.
Your man will feel match up.
That's actually affects the human mind,
Yeah, it does.
and it goes a long way.
Mm.
But let's look at the guilt he's feeling. He says that when he's praying, when he enters church and he's praying, he feels dirty and all of that. How do you think he can come out of that? What are your thoughts on how best he can come out of it, especially knowing that he feels dirty when he raises his hand to pray to God and all of that stuff? What are your thoughts on that?
I feel like he shouldn't solely rely on advice or the teachings of the church. He is a Christian himself, and if he's going to get over it, or he's going to find himself running away from the masturbation or whatever, then he should start working on himself spiritually. He knows how to pray, he knows how to use the teachings of the word that is related to what he's doing to turn his life around. Because if he's going to depend on what some elders from the church, what some pastors are going to tell him, or the advice they are going to give him, I feel like he's not going to get what he actually needs because of these principles I was talking about. Because even though the people to show him no more advice, but then when you look at the person, you look into the eyes of the person, you see that this person is insulting me
At the
at
back
the
of
Mhm.
my
Yes.
So I feel like the church don't go to the church. You are already like you
Mhm.
believe in the church. You believe in the church, and the church is where you find our savior or whatever. You understand? But then the people in the church, if you say you are going to listen to their preachings, you are going to look at their gestures, you are going to look at what they say, bro, you're not going to get the help you need. And also, I feel like we shouldn't put the responsibility on the church alone. We shouldn't blame the church alone. You understand? Because even if, let's say, in this case, the church is doing its work of trying to make sure that this guy is safe from what he's doing from the church or from the environment of the church or whatever. This guy has outside life. He has friends. He has people he talks to. He has social media, what he sees on social media and all of that. So it's a whole lot of like work that must be done. It's not only we shouldn't put only the weight on the church alone, because the church is going to do its part by what giving you the teachings. But then when you go out there, see you might be scrolling through or a TV Jakes preaching, and you see one advert that make you see sometimes you get online and some adverts will come inside. It be porno advert. You know call for that advert, but then if you enter way you are not, you don't tune your mind. Like I stay there. You will enter that way, and it will bring you that feeling again to do this again. You get it? So it's not only the church's responsibility to make sure that this guy gets the help he needs. The guy also must also work on himself, work on the kind of things he associates himself with aside from the church. You get it? So it's a whole lot of a sacrifice that should come from the guy himself.
Mm,
You understand?
Yeah, I also think that discipline is also
Discipline.
part of,
discipline.
because we are talking about all of this and we are leaving discipline behind, and that's the most difficult
Important.
part.
Yeah, discipline.
How to
Self-discipline.
discipline
Yeah,
yourself
yeah,
on so many levels,
yeah.
Oh, yes. I think we can also find another solution for the guy.
which is
Very, very, very simple solution.
Mm.
So you have to get your hand busy. So we just have to
cut his
affiliate.
hand.
Or unless you use your teeth.
I want to be in annoying.
That'd
I
be
mean,
crazy.
someone else to like.
I bet you say,
Yeah, man.
Anna.
I would just say.
Oh, to be
So yes, that's what I think. Charlie, it's
Yeah.
not going to be easy for him, but then Charlie, he can
And
do it.
and if you
Small.
if you ask me, I feel like it's you feeling guilty in church, praying and everything. It's like yourself. You are regretting your and it's fine. It's better you talk to God, who isn't going to tell anybody,
Mhm.
and feel guilty knowing that after that you still come to Him, than you going to another person who might go home and then go and discuss with his wife and children.
Yeah, you see, Roman Catholics, they give this opportunity to have confessions without even.
Yeah.
So I think that he should visit a Roman church where he can actually have his confession.
Like
Yeah.
a confession, when you confess, they give you advice.
No, but like you see,
Yes,
it's a form of releasing
Yeah.
yourself from a certain
To feel
trap
Yeah.
to feel relief.
Yeah.
You see, one step of healing is letting go of so many things that make you feel trapped.
The unsaid.
You know.
The unsaid.
Yes,
Yeah.
you said all those things. But yanum de ya na mo de insem akoke kan sem another
Yeah.
insem.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is Shege and Vibes and Portia Free Love. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Yo, Charlie. And you know, once you subscribe and Shege drops, you and I will sit down and have that conversation. We'll delve into it and then we'll talk about it. Do you understand? You'll be the first person to know when the Shege drops. We'll go for a break. We'll be back to have our final wrap up. You're welcome back. This is Shege and Vibes, and we are wrapping up on Brakofi, Mr. Anonymous. Mr. Anonymous. Sorry. We'll take the final thoughts and then we'll wrap up briefly. Today I'm not feeling your vibes, Mr. Simple. I feel like maybe Mao Bankuni Tilapia Biana. Why you can't? Uncredible. All right, so let's start from you. You've not really said much today.
Charlie, bro, like you were saying, it takes a lot of discipline.
Mm.
Like he needs to do a lot. Not the spiritual aspect is very important as well. He has to pray. He has to. Still, I feel like he shouldn't give up. When you go to church and you pray and it happens again, keep praying. You just keep showing up. That's the most important thing. Keep praying to God. Keep praying. One day, the urge might just go away. Do you get it? And like I was saying, you need a lot of discipline. You have to discipline yourself. Although sometimes you don't have control over the internet, like you were saying. Some stuff might show up that Charlie, if you trigger in mood and things.
But let me ask you one funny question.
Yeah.
Like for real, would you rather masturbate or you rather be a sex addict?
I think it goes hand in hand.
No. It's not a hand in hand question.
Because you know something, if you're a sex addict and you don't have anybody to do anything with,
some people don't want the masturbation. It is true. This is
but
this is
if
planet Earth.
but look, sex addicts can have sex with anything. Are you aware of that?
Including your partner.
Yeah.
it's true.
People have sex with animals. They are serious sex addicts.
But
just
they
because.
will not masturbate.
Oh, see, I can tell you for a fact that about 95% of them do it. Because in the middle of the night where there's no woman anywhere, nothing. And he did the mood inside. He said sex addict who can do anything for sex. Sex addict is just like people who are hooked on drugs. They can go every length to do whatever. They sell their properties and everything. So you think a sex addict, masturbation would be something big for a sex addict? No, come on. You go to train and go in place. So yeah.
So
I think he has to work on himself and pray a lot. He will
Right.
definitely come out.
okay, my wife. Tell us your thoughts. We are wrapping up.
Yeah, so just as you said earlier, the discipline, and he should get something doing with his hands apart from the masturbation. I know you
apart from
he should get busy. He should get something doing. He just forget. Oh, I used to do this. Oh, but we yeah. He should just be disciplined. He should just go to church, pray, keep on praying. You will do. Keep on praying because it's something you've done for a decade.
Yeah.
You can't just stop all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he should just believe in God and he should pray and he should also try his possible best to stop. Just stop. It's not right for himself. It's just stop. Because it comes with health conditions and all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, my wife.
You're welcome.
Uncle.
yeah. So Mr. Anonymous. Well, I feel like you doing this for 10 years is it's not a joke. And
Legendary.
if we are going to really stop this, I don't know. 10 years. My boy, more 10 years. You took 10 years. What's saying, Jenny? Like it's no joke. Like 10 years is that much. But then, as we're all saying, like self-discipline, because that's the only way you can solve this. You have to, like if you feel like doing this, get something doing. Get yourself busy, your hand busy, not that one. You understand? And also surround yourself with people that can help. It's not necessarily you telling them that this is what you're going through.
Yeah.
But then people that can distract you from what having the thought of even doing it. You understand? It's going to take a while because 10 years now that in the wonderful. So make sure that you constantly be in an environment where you wouldn't have the thought of what's going to change or something like that. You go through 10 years today. But if you can't stop to, I'm sure they feel it. Continue. Afterwards, you understand. Anyway, you have to discipline yourself physically. Yeah.
Right. Thank you so much. So, my final words, Mr. Anonymous. You can do it. And when I say you can do it, means that you can discipline yourself enough to end whatever trials that you're facing. You are not beyond redemption. Okay? So, if you feel that your church members don't make you feel safe, find a Catholic church, do some confessions. I mean, you might feel better if you feel like you don't trust anyone. If you feel like there's nobody around you that you can talk to, find a Catholic church and speak. Go and confess. Go and confess. And I'm sure it's a step. You will feel much better. And then from there, try as much as possible to discipline your, like the discipline is everything.
It's key.
You see, that feeling, that edge is I have been an addict of Coke before. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. See, the edge. I get it. Like I understand what the edge is there. You would want to stop. See,
Coke.
Coca. See,
You want to stop and you see someone passing by selling Coke. You don't have money, you get money and
you
buy.
find money.
You
will go
buy.
beyond. And
it's so bad.
But you know what is worse is that when you're gulping it and it's burning you and you're still gulping it.
Wow.
So I understand you, Mr. Anonymous.
Then some additions are good.
So it was from Milo to Coke.
Wow.
Hey.
So I was switching and
Sweetness.
oh my god. So I understand the edge
Mm.
to do whatever you are doing, which is masturbation.
Soapy.
It is serious. I totally understand you. But if you are disciplined, you will stop.
But Samsung, no, you didn't.
Bonsam.
Where the
Bonsam.
rough? Hmm.
Anyway, this is Shege and Vibes, and I am your Shege mama. Yeah, when the Shege comes and it drops, you enter the wagon with us. Mr. Anonymous, you are not in this alone. Somebody somewhere is going through this
Baby.
more than you
What he's
are.
going through, yeah.
Use that as a yardstick. Advise yourself and know that you are not beyond saving.
Because someone has gone through it, and
The person has been
Yeah.
I have been saved
Yeah.
from
Cook.
We
Cook.
have been saved.
yes.
Hey.
It's call
Yes.
us.
You two are part.
Almost
I
2
mean,
months, I'm not even
I was having like addiction.
What are you addicted? Chewing gum.
No, what?
Ah. Hmm.
So
Video.
again, this has Shege and Vibes. So see you again in the next episode. Peace out.
Yeah.
Peace out.